All right, so I'm just gonna do this. Hey
Okay.
guys, welcome to the
Episode
3 minute show.
29.
One more episode. Already like Gamers Grow already saying this on our YouTube channel already. One more episode to episode 30.
30.
One
Yes.
more to episode 30. Wow,
Close
you
to
seriously?
1/3.
Everything was just like 1/3. We wanted to hit 100,
1/3.
right?
1/3. Yes, we want to go
Wow.
For those
100.
people who can hear us, can you say hi?
So today is really just three of us lah. So back to the very much basic because we were looking at what else can we talk about, right? Like to be frank, you've been listening to us for like 30 weeks. What else you want to learn from me? You gotta let us know. You see, moving forward, we still have a lot of live sessions where we were gonna bring quite a number of so-called guests coming along. But I think I don't know whether you guys miss the good old time of three of us. It's like, just three of us. So today, right? Today is episode 29. So what we talk about here is we're going to go back to our basic because three of us started to come together because of Facebook ads. So today we want to discuss a few things about the Facebook ads, so-called Facebook ads settings, or how do we set up our Facebook ads campaigns and all that. So very much back to the basic. We're very much back to what we do best. So yeah, any questions? Remember, post in the comment section. So yeah, so today is just three of us discussing. We might fight among each other, so you're just gonna come join us, right? We have a few topics lined up and for discussion. Okay, already GY say hello, what's up? And then we have Gamers Scroll just now is saying that one more episode to 30. Hey, if you are watching this, say hi, right? Don't just silently, quietly watching. Today we don't have any like whoever guests, it's just three of us, huh? So just hang out a little bit, okay? And we're just gonna like. Oh, Jean, what's up? Hey, Jean. Hey, man.
Hey, long time no see, man.
You guys are all the guests, man, basically. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Facebook ads. So, we have a few topics, which I think it could be topics that quite a number of people are interested in. So we're going to bring it up one by one. As usual, all the topics are being lined up by Manfred, our guy in the yellow, always in the yellow. And then,
almost white color.
What? Almost
almost stuck in office.
Oh, okay. Also, man, sometimes we want to change different color. Like when I wear different color, everybody will get shocked. Huh? Okay, now, okay. So what do we use? I mean, I think this is a very interesting topic. I think a lot of people have kind of like different perspective when it comes to choosing what kind of bidding strategy. Now, so if you are not familiar to this, right, when you're setting up your Facebook advertising campaign, and under the ad set level, there is an option for you to change the bidding strategy. So fundamentally, we have three types of bidding strategy: cost cap, bid cap, and lowest cost. Cost cap, bid cap. There is another one, targeted cost, but that is, I'm not sure whether they still exist. Only appear to certain kind of objective, but fundamentally these are it's only apply to certain. So we don't want to bring up targeted cost. So fundamentally, cost cap, bid cap, and lowest cap. What do we use and how do we use it? So
who wants to start? Facebook Help actually still have some of the cost cap, lowest cost, bid cap. Yeah, let me pass you this guide that we can actually share. Maybe I change the screen now. I share the screen.
Yeah, you can bring up a screen. Bring up a screen. I mean, today is very much like chill, just three of us, right? Jean is saying, yeah. Okay, Chiwa, heavy topic, I think the heaviest topic among all, the heaviest is really about Facebook ads, because it's on everybody's shoulder. You're spending money. Come on.
This is.
What do you want to show?
This is one of the I found on the Facebook one-sheeter Facebook
strategy
matters, cost versus control. So.
That's useful.
Yeah. So. In our system, it is important to remember that the more control you maintain over cost, the more constraint you place on our platform to find the lower cost opportunity. So when there's no control, lowest cost. When you have control, default, get the most result possible while staying within the benchmark cost per action. So when you cap it, say example, you cap it at $100, so you will never exceed $100, and so on and so forth. But in that case, they are more willing to spend, and somehow you won't know how exactly they bid and actually get the cost. And even more advanced is the bid cap, where the team birds all actually go 3 times, 4 times, and with a bigger budget to so-called bully out other users.
You mean when you are doing bid cap, for no reason also you also do bid cap? You mean for the guys that you mentioned just now?
I think they are using this method to, say example, this is what I heard when they do like Shopify, they found a product. Say example, they found a yo-yo spin. Okay, they want to make sure this yo-yo spin will capture all the market. They will win all the users. The assumption is that a lot of people will be using lowest cost, and they're trying to make sure they bully you out. Then when you give up, then the competition will be lower. Then you wipe out whatever users is that. How true that is, you all try already and tell me okay. So the classic one is this one. I think everyone will know Okay, cost cap at the thing, and the bid itself does not directly control the cost. And this is the most interesting part. For let's look at the cost cap where you might want to read this part here.
Okay, when it comes to this, I mean, I just want to touch point first, based on whatever method that you shared just now, right? Meaning that, okay, I assume that whatever you're saying just now is this guy thinks that when you push for bid cap, meaning that you're outbidding all your competitors. Meaning that you are in a way you're pushing them down and all that. Is that what you mean? So you have an opportunity to come higher, and you have the opportunity to, like you say, whack the market.
You win the bid. Yes.
In my opinion, right, it's actually not right because, okay, according to Facebook blueprint, when you enter the auction, there are three key so-called elements that you will be actually judged on whether you will be, because when you enter the Facebook advertising bidding auction mechanism, whichever ads come first are being calculated based on three main areas. First is definitely, the user bid, which is the advertiser bid.
Yes.
Okay, then the other thing is what we call the estimated action rates.
Yes.
Okay, so the estimated action rates is the one that's quite important, And then after that, the last one is, of course, the what do we call the
relevance.
The ad quality.
I have that URL also. Hold on, just give me a minute.
Okay, bringing it in. Okay. The bid strategy guide. So for the benefit of everyone, I'm posting this. Again,
stop my one.
Facebook.
I'm sharing this with everyone about ad audience, ad auction. This is a very important when you play with Facebook. Now your
Did I post the right thing in?
Can you see?
Okay. Oh wait.
Can you see right?
Facebook bid strat. Can see.
Yeah, this three. Bid, estimated action rates, and ad quality.
I forgot to bring up there is a formula one, There is a formula.
There's a formula.
So the bid is actually one of the it's not being multiplied, it's only being added in or something like that.
Yeah.
So ultimately, right, it's not the only thing that is deciding whether you will appear first or not. Because moving forward, estimated action rate is about how many people actually responded to your advertisement. And at the same time, the ad quality, which is coming from three areas, right? The relevance score has been broken down into three main areas. So all these things will come into play. So I would disagree. Bid cap is really something that I would say, in my opinion, I would only use bid cap when I'm underspending. For everybody who have attended my 6-day challenge, I touch about this. When you are underspending, meaning that you are not entering the auction, you're not able to maximize your ad spend on a daily basis, then only we push bid cap. Because pushing bid cap can be dangerous if you do not know what you're doing.
Yes, it's very dangerous, especially if you put a big budget and the bid cap it can actually use up very fast.
Correct.
Those numbers are seriously very dangerous. I also heard before they have this surfing method where actually they increase the budget within every 8 hours if you have conversion 8 to 10 conversion. You meet certain criteria, keep double. Very dangerous.
This kind of scaling budget is also not something that is viable, because even though you talk about it's not sustainable, you are not allowing the campaign to you're not allowing the campaign to grow. As in to grow mature, to gather more data, because you keep shaking it. Pushing budget, you are actually shaking up the algorithm. You are restarting, you have the potential to restart the learning. and changing bid strategy would definitely restart the learning. And all these things, you keep on shaking the boat, then how do you actually aim? How do you actually expect this thing to sail for long term?
Okay,
Jason, go ahead.
Coming from a guy who only uses lowest cost, my ass. Is there a certain for the sake of not confusing everybody else, when you have bid cap and all the things, is there a certain so-called reference point of ad budget that you must have so that you can play this? For example, if I spend like 20 ringgit a day,
the volume, you're talking about the volume.
So what the fuck would I want to do with bid cost and all, bid cap and all these things? Unless if I spend like 1,000, 2,000 ringgit a day, then I will do stuff like this, right? Is that a threshold?
I wouldn't say so. You see,
feedback.
okay, for my case, right, I have tried both end, campaign spending at 1,000 to 2,000 a day, and campaign spending at 5 ringgit a day.
Right.
Okay, in my opinion, for the lower one, definitely you want to go for the lowest cost because you want your campaign to have a momentum. You want to gain momentum in the long run. You want it to go for at least a month or two. You want stability. In my opinion, I mean, for those who know my two-step funnel framework, I'm always a guy who's going for the stability. You don't want to keep rocking the boat. But even if you spend big, right? You're spending 1,000 ringgit a day. You also want to have a very stable spending, and then you want to do this for at least a while. But unless you want to only do this for a day or two, then you shake it lah.
Right. But what I'm saying is that it's like these sort of strategies. Am I correct to say that certain strategies are only relevant if you spend, a certain amount, a big amount, and if you are spending small amount, then you go back to your lowest cost because that is the most suitable tactic or method to maximize your return.
I don't know. What do you think, Manfred? I mean, for me,
sometimes
I'm always lowest cost.
Lowest cost, sometimes after you run for a while, your creative is working, your link click, your CTR all is all working correctly, and audience should be correct. And you start to try to figure with other stuff. You try to play with other stuff like this lowest cost, big cap, cost cap. And you also want to play around with lifetime
budget.
Wouldn't
you play with like if it's stabilized, like you say, if it's generating results on lowest cost, wouldn't it make sense then to do stuff like lookalikes and all those things to expand your market rather than trying to play with? To me, it's like a complicated process when you start playing with bid cap and cost cap.
It is a complicated process.
Yeah.
And
Jin has a. At what point you do use optimization? Okay, let me say something from the book.
From the book.
Most qualified person.
From the bloody blueprint. Okay, from the book. Okay, what from the book say is this? Unless you know what you're doing, you go for the lowest cost. Now, when you want to use cost cap, is when you want to enter a bigger campaign, meaning that you already have a strong data that, let's say, your cost per lead is 10 ringgit, for example. And then you want to enter a big campaign where you want to spend big, or you want to plan for a period, let's say the next quarter, and you want to maintain this kind of like 10 ringgit per lead, then you use cost cap.
Next quarter, 10 ringgit per lead.
Let's say you want to maintain.
You confirm it's 10 ringgit lah.
Okay, you get it 10, then if you already know that your cost per lead is ranging from 10, right, and you want to maintain at 10, then you use cost cap. Okay.
I have a slightly different version for your answer for this question. Is that you really know the creative is there, your minimum cost is roughly there. 你变不出别的把戏, you can't really do anything else already. Then you might want to consider playing with this. Big cap I won't suggest. Big cap is freaking dangerous.
Big cap is only, for the moment after I tested, big cap, you only use it when you underspend. Underspend means you want to spend 100 ringgit a day, but you're only hitting maybe about 30, 40 because somehow or rather other mechanism, because they are treating, right, estimated action rate and whatever.
Relevance.
And then the bid, right? So other thing is not helping you to push your ad, then you push for bid cap. Now, when you want to use bid cap, my technique is this. You push bid cap, you want to optimize the spend. Okay, so when you optimize the spend, when you're spending okay, then you want to scale it back to lowest cost. You just want to like push it running. Then when it's regularized, then you come back.
Okay, makes sense.
All the time, yeah. But when you go for lowest cost, right, in the long run, if you want to really maintain, you should consider going for cost cap. Because the moment you go for lowest cost, the lowest cost so-called threshold may fluctuate from time to time. Yeah. So for all these things, another thing that you want to maintain monitoring is really to look at your CPM. Because when you shake up your bidding strategy, your CPM will actually change. Although you're targeting the same audience, in a way, it will be different.
Jin, does that answer your question?
He doesn't want off from the book. Then you get it from the street.
Okay,
so yeah,
the link that just now, one more link is this, the bid one. We also share with our audience. Just
Which one? The business the big one. What is that?
The last one. The last one. Just one I just gave you. This one you just put inside the. Today we got a lot of link.
There are a lot of link. You guys have fun.
No need to worry. This is not the wow. Still got. I prepare some wow for you all later.
Holy fuck!
So what was that again? What is this thing again? This is
the last one is the auction, Facebook auction. Yeah. So to describe the bid estimated action rates and about the ad auction. Yeah, the last one just share in our YouTube.
Let me put that in
YouTube and Facebook.
So you guys, for the listeners, now your head starts spinning already.
Yeah, got a lot of things to share with you all. Still got strategy.
That's the first topic, Okay.
The first topic will be very long. Gonna extend.
Wrap already. I mean, this one we don't.
One more link you can share.
We are just getting warmed up.
Yeah, warm up only. Question.
What the heck is this way?
This is all from Facebook one. It's not I anyhow say one.
Yeah, which is which?
Hey, Carl, how would you? I mean, have we met? Have we learned with each other? What is this?
About bid strategy.
Oh, the bid strategy.
Okay, spam based, goal based, and manual bidding.
Okay. Yeah. Hey. So this. If you don't want to go through all the learning, just stick to the lowest. I will agree to Jin. Unless you know what the heck you're doing, unless you want to hit go ahead. Yeah. So that ends the topic, okay, now.
Okay.
We move to the next one. We have so many things to talk about, So everybody wants to anything you want. Okay.
What the fuck is ABO?
Yeah, the freaking CBO and ABO. Okay,
What's ABO?
For argument. Ad budget optimization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
CBO, ABO. My two-step funnel framework only work on ABO. I can't do CBO unless
support.
Right? Yeah. So anyone would have different argument, please bring it up. Okay, like let's see. Jin is saying you will stick to the lowest cost. Okay. And Carl, what's up? You secret stock us up. Come on, man. Okay. And Chiwai say he failed miserably on cost cap and bid cap. That's why I say, unless you know what you are doing this for. That's why understanding this bidding strategy is quite important. But in my classes, I always tell people stick to the lowest cost first. When you're familiarized with the whole damn thing, then only you start changing things.
I think to summarize, you really need to know your data before you play stuff like this.
Yep.
If you don't have your data,
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it's important to keep testing all these things. Is what I think. Okay, now CBO, ABO. I think anyone? Because the other day I was just talking to Christopher. Because during his class, the Shopify, Facebook ads for Shopify store class, quite awesome. By the way, we just published the course in the recording form. You can purchase at, keep it forever, including the future updates. I already posted that in my Facebook page. You guys can take a look. So the whole idea here is, from his learning, because this guy is crazy tester. You know that he's crazy experimenter. You test all the techniques and all that. And now he just texted me yesterday that he want to enter another new, I don't know what kind of methodology that he's testing. That's why he actually tested CBO and ABO for various so-called scenarios. He said that CBO do not have a very clear idea that is getting you better result. Not necessarily. It's not as what Facebook claims that it's going to help you get better result at the lowest cost, because at the end of the day, you will see a lot of fluctuation in terms of the ad set spend. Sometimes ad set A spend more, sometimes ad set B spend more, because they say the opportunity to help you get more conversion, but not necessarily at the lowest cost. It go for the conversion first, then the cost later. So the fluctuation it will actually become a lot more uncontrollable in a way.
I mean, makes sense. What I mean, that's the idea, isn't it? You ask for conversion, Facebook give you conversion, but you didn't say I want convert. You can't have I want conversion at the lowest cost, but then you do ABO or asset. But if you just want, I want between these two assets, give me the one that gives me the best conversion. That's my result. That's the result I want. So Facebook will spend whatever it is within your set budget and give you that conversion. Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, in a way.
If I'm Facebook, that's what I would do. Oh,
yeah, unless I don't know what kind of scenario that you want to go into. CBO is big, but maybe I actually on my so-called based on whatever I've experienced, right? CBO never really outshine ABO much, as in no, so far no. And Carl was saying ABO works better with smaller budget with manual placement too. Manual placement is yes, I would agree, but I think ABO works better with bigger budget as well. I have a lot of campaign that is currently spending, even 500 to 1,000 a day. We are still using ABO. Because, what Carl follow up here is CBO is when you have a winning ad. Winning ad as in winning ad. Then you want to scale. But winning ad is in the ad set. So how can CBO really help you on this thing? Unless you are actually using the same winning ad and you're targeting different audiences, then maybe. But when you target different audiences, my question would be, if you want to use CBO, are you trying to just let the optimization go? Let's say sometimes you will spend more on female, sometimes you spend more on male. Just let the fluctuation go, or you want to have an even distribution?
Most likely for CBO is in the case that, say, example, they have this lookalike audience or constantly performing. Okay, one. Then maybe this one, 10 kilometers around Orchard Road, Singapore. Another one. Then maybe a set of interest. 3 different sets that you cannot put together inside one ad set. These 3 proven ad set put inside CBO, put in the money. They do the wonders.
Maybe.
Because these 3 cannot stack, lookalike and interest. You stack, then it's
cannot. Definitely, you have to bring into multiple ad sets, and you can maintain.
So maybe you have 3, and you do not know. Maybe Monday to Tuesday, the lookalike will work. Wednesday to Thursday, the location will work. Friday to Saturday, the interest will work. Yeah.
So in a way, yes, I would say correct. Carl was saying basically you stack lookalike and broad and interest. Stack means put it under one ad set. So that's a very interesting thing. You see, when you have a lookalike and broad together, then it becomes a lookalike because lookalike supersedes broad.
Yeah.
And interest stacks. I think what Carl means here is that he's probably go multiple
3 different interests.
I mean, 3 different assets.
3 different ad set I think
3 different assets.
Yeah, maybe 3 different assets makes sense. Yes. When we say stack, is you actually putting all together.
Everything into
okay.
one.
Correct. We were right. You're saying that you're putting into different assets. Correct. I mean, in that sense, right? In that sense, then CBO might work. But even for us, for some of the cases that I'm coaching, even spending quite big, I will still go. What do we call the ABO? Why? Because I want to make sure I spend this much. That's my angle, because we want to make sure that we are spending for all this individually, and we want the budget control so that we are able to get optimization.
Okay, my question is this: irrespective of the cost, because you already control by daily budgets, does CBO actually give you significant or better conversion results?
That I cannot tell, because like I say, I'm not a CBO person. I'm a ABO person. So
anybody who has tried, anybody out there who have done this CBO and
I mean, I would say somehow or rather Carl would be a CBO person, because he actually kind of looks like he is actually CBO person, because he said he stacked multiple. He actually have multiple ad sets optimized via CBO, and then he find ABO difficult to manage. That's why I say I think it all comes back to different perspective, right?
So my question is this: okay, managing is one thing. My question is this: has CBO proven to give you better results?
Yeah, Carl.
He's lazy.
Carl is saying that he's lazy. You see, I mean, that's why when you are lazy, right? Okay, maybe I think this different perspective, different practices altogether. It's a preference. I say it's a personal preference.
Okay.
Yeah, but Joe was saying, won't be fair to compare all three Facebook optimized more on the ads or the set which has the highest audience targeting though.
As in the size
you mean
is bigger.
the
If the size
size,
is
ah?
big, the size
Not
is bigger, they will
necessarily.
allocate more budget to the bigger size.
Theoretically, but this is not on the book though. Not necessarily
Oh,
if you
I
have a
read it on
bigger
book.
size then you'll spend more money. Not necessarily, because it's all coming back to the CPM. You know, when we have a smaller size, then you spend more money to reach lower number of people. I think it's kind of that. But I would somehow agree with Joe. I mean, if you compare three, because Facebook will optimize more on the ad set, I don't know. If there is any proof that you can actually validate whatever you say. Yeah, and Carl is saying for his case, yes. So we have a CBO. We have a CBO guy who actually kind of like pro CBO in this case. And the time is better spent creating content. You see, this is the thing. I think he's very much into the content side. Yes, I will agree. I think Carl is a different school of thought. But I think both works now. Because there's a big bunch of, a huge bunch of people who's really vouching for CBO. And then another bunch, like people like me, I'm an ABO person. I would say this comes back to the what do we call, to the preference. Like what Joe is saying, it's a preference. Carl is saying the book, a lot myth needs to be busted. What book? Which book you mean here?
Facebook blueprint.
Facebook
Right now,
blueprint.
Carl.
Quite true, actually. Quite true. Quite true. I will agree. Joe said he has done both. Fair results. Yeah, fair results. But he agrees with me. Thank you. I mean, we're not trying to win over Carl here.
Yeah.
So I would say that Carl has his point. You know, this is a healthy discussion. That's why we
Jean
just want to.
has a question right at the top. The manual
Today too
placement.
many things. So I
They
probably
all
missed
active
it.
already.
Good lah. That's why what top Facebook
no,
when are you guys active? Is it what the?
Now we are talking. Now we are getting active.
So Jean is saying manual placement.
Placement, which was better? What are your favorite? Can I jump in for this one?
Yes,
so,
by always.
It really depends on audience. So I used to do JC audience in Singapore. JC audience is 17 and 18 years old doing JC. So
What
you
JC?
know
What
JC is
JC?
junior college. After your secondary school, before they go uni. Okay, so they are at age 17 and 18. They are using Instagram. They hardly use Facebook. They heavily on IG story. Is proven. So when you know they consume content in IG story, then why do you want your tier one to be auto placement? Correct now. So you just whack where the audience is. And if you know it's IG story, then IG story 6 seconds for one static image and 15 seconds for one video. Then which one you want to choose? Obviously 15-second video, longer timing, correct now. Correct now.
Yeah.
So when
point.
you know your audience is consuming on IG stories, I won't choose auto placement. But if you're not very sure, you just want to test, you can try auto placement. Maybe not auto placement. Actually, tier one is everything except for audience network. Audience network, wow, see it's way. Yeah. Jean, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, for my preference, it's very simple. Okay, I will use manual placement for my tier one because I want to control. I want to make sure that I only serve my tier one ads to the people with the right intent or with the at least the interest in consuming the ad. And when it comes to my tier two, I'll go manual auto placement because I want to create a kind of omni-channel presence. Because I already narrow down to the people who are interested in my product or services in one way or another. Then I will zoom in. So yeah, but according to Facebook, yet again, this is on the book. That's why it's good to have somebody from the book side, That's why we can have discussion. Yeah, according to Blaze Facebook Blueprint, because this is from the buying exam, Facebook media buying professional. Okay, what it says here is, if Facebook wants us to maintain a certain level of campaign liquidity. So when it comes to the campaign liquidity, there are certain criteria, meaning that, like for example, they say they want to go broad line and audit. So they say you can go manual placement, but you want to at least select 4 placement in order to maintain the campaign liquidity. So if you want to go IG, right, then you have to select IG feed, IG story, what else? What else?
Explore.
Their preference is at least maintain 4 placement option with your manual placement selection. So I mean, in a way, Yeah, minimum 4. I mean, according to them lah. But like what Manfred say, you know these people are on Instagram only. Then you only select the 2 lah. Not gonna kill you. Not gonna kill
I
you.
only
not gonna-
select one only IG story. I don't even
not
bother
gonna
in
kill
feed.
you. Correct. Not gonna kill you. Not gonna kill you. But this is. I just want to speak on behalf of the book, ma. Correct. For the benefit of everyone.
Yeah, so I've got to ask one question.
Yeah, you say first. But before I jump in, I said Roy, right? This is still at the CBO.
Yes.
Say Roy said he's an ABO person, used to be an ABO person. Now you use CBO. Result good, you stick to CBO. Then result no good, stick to ABO. What the heck you talking about, Roy?
So
Then
result
what are
good.
you?
You are a realistic person. I agree. Okay.
Realistic.
That's the,
I like that.
that's
I
the
like that.
objective.
Yeah. So the question is CBO or ABO?
That's when good result then CBO, lor, not good result then ABO. Lor. I think that's what Roy is saying. And Carl is saying good way to save money. Okay. And Joe is saying auto and manual depends on objective. Use album images. Actually makes sense. Depend on your creative as well. You want to make sure that your creative is being optimized. But let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. Christopher, you're watching. I'm not sure whether Christopher is here. You know what Christopher does? He go for auto placement.
Why?
I forgot why already. I was just editing his course. I think he go for auto placement, and then
To
right,
find out,
he
which one is
optimize
more
every placement. He optimized every placement, meaning that when it comes to story, he makes sure that it actually shows the vertical one, and then when it comes to the different format,
I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that too.
But in
I
one
lazy.
ad itself, in one ad, you can only fit certain. You cannot fit everything, man.
What do you mean?
In one creative one ad, let's say example video lah, video confirm, video, say example a certain size. IG for classic case, there's two sizes already, 916 and 45. You either can fit one, you cannot fit the other.
You do other 960 to 45 lah. You create one.
so you can
do
choose the one.
Two ads.
Yeah.
You can change one. So like for story, you want to change entirely different creative also can one.
Yeah. So
you create two ads, but on top you put auto placement at the ad set lah.
That's what not me.
You do auto placement and then you go to each one of the categories according to a specification. For example, if you want to run videos that includes Instagram stories, so it's 15 seconds, right? So all your ad videos, including Facebook newsfeed, is 15 seconds. Then you change the dimension. So if I do story is 118 the long one 1920 or whatever it is, like the pillar.
916 and 45. So one asset is 916 video, one is 45 video for I can't remember which is which already for which asset.
Carl was saying so king. No, I mean actually technically this guy only edit his IG lah. The rest is actually stick back to his square. So yeah, not so much work actually. The way I saw him when he set up his ad, he probably counted me within like 5 minutes time. So yeah, I edited the video. I think that video itself talking about that. I think it's about 2 minutes. It's
either square or vertical,
Yeah. So yeah, but yet again, this is preference. I'm just saying that there are different kind of like ways of doing this. Yeah, and Stuart saying so hardworking. Like I said, minimal work. We do smart. We are all lazy people all the way. You see, so lazy people do smart. Okay, good one. Hey, any more questions you guys want to discuss?
Okay,
not we'll jump right. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Can somebody in this group tell me how the hell does advertisers? I've received ads like today. I've got one different creative, right? And then the next day, same advertiser has a different set of creative. Jason, I think I asked you before. And the third day has a different creative.
As in, they advertise to you.
Yes.
Then you really tap on the thing.
I didn't tap. It's in my list. I look at it and all. Yeah. So every day I see different creatives from the same advertiser.
Is it video? Is it video or just static?
It's static.
Static.
How the hell they do that?
You make sure every day they show you different ad.
Every day, confirm.
So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day after day after day.
Yes. Like
Static
for example, there was this ad from MailerLite. They ran different creative for 7 days. I screen capture halfway, then I forgot to do the rest. Every day is a different creative, different captions and all those things.
Carl was saying sequential retargeting.
I have no idea how they
But the
do it.
thing here is you have to make sure whether it's a retargeting. If it's a retargeting, then sequential makes sense.
Most likely they target me
Mailer
because
Lite, I think it's a retargeting because they're
Yeah.
already a user, right?
Correct.
So I think Carl is right. Sequential.
How do you
meaning
do
that
it?
actually kind of like
How
drip
does
it.
it work?
You can actually do sequential. I can do like even I can line up every 1 day you see different ad or 2 days you see different ad. We can actually drive the whole thing. It's kind of like the drip that we can do. The ad
The
drip.
drip.
I
Is
call
it
it the
using
ad
the
drip.
ad drip? Is it
I'm
using
not
the
sure.
ad
I'm not sure. We'll have to see whether it's a retargeting. If it's a retargeting, then potentially it's a drip. Meaning that they're actually giving you a sequential kind of retargeting, which is Carl is right. But if it's not a retargeting, I think they're just being lazy. They stuck everything into one ad set. And then they can actually do certain way, like for example, you can have multiple ads in one ad set. I think it's possible. Just
Dynamic
thinking out
creative,
loud. Multiple creative under the same ad set, and then you do exclusion based on engagement. Either video view or all this kind of thing. You have seen this, you don't see this, you see the next. You have seen this, you don't see this, like see the next. It's kind of the thing. Yeah, and Carl is saying it's like an email drip, email correct. I would say if it's retargeting, then it should be the sequential retargeting. I will agree to that.
Maybe the whole custom audience got Andrew inside there. Then the other 999 is all female. Then they only target one male. You're the only one male down there.
Can run like that.
Use creative.
Can run where the ad.
Use
one audience.
So Joe is saying probably creative testing target the same audience. Maybe like I say multiple creative within the same ad set, but that's not optimization. That is not helping you to make sure that people see A, then B, and C. So if you want to
control,
see
right?
A, B, and C, if you want
to
sequence
the story,
then it has to be retargeting. I think that should be Carl's way of doing this.
So the keyword is sequential retargeting. That's the one I should look for if I want to understand.
Another way is not to exclude T1, but different interests with different ad. That is also not guaranteed because when you have multiple interests with a different ad, then your audience is big. You won't be able to guarantee that you like Andrew is saying day one see one ad, day two see another ad. It's kind of like really sequential. I think it's retargeting already. I think it's the drip. I think it's a sequential drip. Like then we stack. I can even do that. I've done that for 10 ads for 10 days. Like the one what do we call?
You're going to follow John Loomer. There's an experiment. He did something similar.
Something similar. I also did something similar.
But his case is you must tap. You must tap. You go in, then you drop into the audience. Then you follow up the second one, and third one, fourth one, fifth one. Then finally the 10th one, they ask you to go and join the webinar. Most likely,
for his case, right? For John Loomer's experiment, he's going very kind of like what do we call rigorous retargeting. Okay, when you want to do this kind of retargeting, right, you have to make sure that your audience size is good enough. Else, it won't kick one. It's gonna be quite difficult for this thing to kick because the retargeting you have to remember. You need to have certain number of audience in there to start running. Else, it cannot run. When you cannot run, when you're not able to spend, then it's not gonna work.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jim was asking, do you have any tool to do the sequential ads thing? For me, I am only using the combination of retargeting so-called audiences, the custom audiences. I don't know, Carl has any method, any tool that you're using? Carl is saying provided never exclude engager, co-interest, then moment you click one interest A, you'll be targeted of A1 and A2. Different ad will appear, but sequential retargeting makes more sense. I would agree. I mean, because when you are using different interest targeting, meaning that you are having different ad set, right? At the end of the day, you will be having, because ad set A, you have 100,000, ad set B, you have 100,000. How do you make sure that the second day, when Andrew enter another 100,000, then he will still see your ad? I think it's sequential already. I will agree to that.
Okay. No, because you see, this is a good way to address the ad fatigue, isn't it? And it also allows you to pretty much use it to strategically tell a story through Facebook ads. Make sense?
But true.
As opposed to just put an ad.
If you're really exploring, Andrew, you go and take a look at the John Loomer experiment. It's a
very good. He called it the evergreen campaign. I tested it out before.
Click the thing, then you're qualified to go into the next tier. Then next tier, if you click, then you go next tier.
No, he also has another one called evergreen campaign, which is basically similar to Jason's script, which is audience first audience 7 days, then 14 days, 21 days. But the one is running for like using a reach campaign, reach objective. Run it for 7 days or 3 days. So every 3 days you will see that. Then the next 3 days you exclude and see the other ad. But this one is daily, you see. So that's why I was like, how the hell do you do daily?
Yep. There you go. That could be another way. Yeah.
Dynamic creative, I tried that.
When you
but
do
you cannot
dynamic,
control.
right, you're also not able to control. So when you have
cannot
control, I think it's really boiling down to the sequential retargeting already. I think it's really the drip. It's the drip.
I
Wow, I
tried
haven't
dynamic
used the word
creative
drip for so long.
Yeah, man, you gotta teach this.
I have not. I actually, because when you want to do drip, right, it's quite rigorous. I won't be able to even teach this during my 6-day challenge.
Cannot.
I cannot
Class,
because I mean, I have to think
storytelling
about it.
through Facebook ads.
Storytelling is really storytelling.
And
The
it's
longest drip
very
I had
useful.
was 10 ads, 10 ads sequence. It's really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very
Okay.
useful.
Good
Okay,
topic.
cool.
Good topic.
Thank you.
Good question. Thank you so much. And then anything else you want to talk about, guys? You can type in the comment. You can post your questions. Anything. But here you go. Daily or
Alright.
lifetime? Wow. Okay. So for daily and lifetime, I think that's entirely. I don't know. What do you think?
Daily itself, you already tell the system by due date, you need to spend up all the budget for that you allocated. Say example, $10, you must finish it, regardless of what happens. Lifetime, you're giving it a time span, hence there's pacing involved. When I first touched this thing lifetime, I was thinking maybe Monday to Friday, the store is open, the restaurant is open, Saturday, Sunday, you're not open. Hence, you need discard the time or even control the, say example, morning or evening time you don't have. So hence, lifetime budget can be more attractive compared to daily.
But when you do lifetime, you realize or not, it's not even, man.
Yeah, not even.
It's not even. Sometimes you spend more, sometimes you spend less, right? And
Yes.
you have this issue. Let's say, for example, 1 week you want to spend 100, right? Towards the end, maybe you only spend maybe 50. But the last bloody 2 days gonna whack up your 50.
Have to control a bit.
How to control? When you do lifetime, how to control? When you do lifetime, it's optimized for that lifetime.
So I guess the only way you use lifetime budget is because you want to either manage the time where the ads is shown. What else?
That's the only time I'll do that. Or maybe, like, let's say, for example, I have a periodical one. Like, for example, I want to run only for the weekend.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will consider using lifetime lah. But yet again, I'm still a daily person. I'm a daily person. I'm a daily person. Yeah. And Carl is saying got price. Correct answer. Got price. Yes, you got featured here, so not bad, right? Yeah. Okay. That's right. And Chiwa is saying, Chiwa used to be a lifetime brainwashed by me. Come on, man. I think if it doesn't make sense, then you will be using these, right? And Joe is saying daily and lifetime is going to be the same debate. I think it's a preference lah. It's yes, I will agree to Joe that it's still really the preference type. And Carl saying daily, set up rules 3 times. Did he say he's lazy? You see this guy? He says
3 times per day.
But he bloody check 3 times a day. You tell this is lazy. Come on, man. This is hardworking. I don't have the time for that. And then he accelerated. Accelerated is very scary. Like. When you do accelerated, let me tell you a horror story. Somebody actually did, bid cap. You know what? They wanted to spend, I think, about few thousand in a week kind of thing, or few thousand in a month. Okay. And then because it's underspent, so they actually push the bid cap. And they push the bid cap, they bloody go and play with the accelerated. Accelerated, I don't even talk about it during my class anymore, okay? Because it's so scary. So what happened is 2 days finished 2,000. Play lah. Play lah. Don't, man. Accelerated is very risky, especially when you go for, same thing. Check out Chiwai's case over here. 3,000.
Automated rules to cut it off, just in case.
Yeah, you if you want to do scaling like this, you need to have an automated rule, like what Carl's saying, that you stop spend when you hit the certain Automated rule is also something very advanced. Obviously, Carl is a very advanced person over here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. It's but these normal people, normal advertiser wouldn't know how to use all these tools, and it's not common to use all these tools. That's why I would say be very careful when you want to play with all these kind of things.
Yeah. The metaphor analogy is like somebody give you a Ferrari and you think you want to go 0 to 100 because it looks cool in the Ferrari. Try and see.
And Joe is saying daily good for scaling. Okay, I would say yes. I will agree with daily because, like I say, I'm a control freak when it comes to my campaign. I want to have full control on how much I spend on each ad set. So I would actually do this, and then I want to have the control of whenever I want to scale, I can scale it. That's why I'm a daily person for that case. For B2B, you use lifetime, and that's interesting. For any reason, I mean, why for B2B you use lifetime? For
Just to build awareness, just to be consistently shown. There's no campaign. That means
I
there's
know.
no study.
I think B2B meaning that he wants to do the so-called ad scheduling, maybe. Maybe he wants to do the ad scheduling.
Jin, why you use B2B?
Maybe the audience for B2B audience don't always appear on the FB or IG.
See. Correct. He said he wants to only do it on the Monday to Friday, Yeah, because you want to do the ad scheduling, then you do that. Yeah. Okay. I think that's valid. That's valid. Carl say blow water. That's what we do. 3 Marketeers show. We blow water every Wednesday night.
You're welcome to join us anytime. Every Wednesday.
You're welcome to join us anytime, all the time. Just come over, right?
COVID friendly, or COVID
totally,
free.
Man.
Not COVID friendly.
I don't want to see you in person anyway. So let's try to stay distance, and then we just meet over here. And Joe is saying, because of schedule, and daily also have schedule. Daily you can do schedule. Manual scheduling is it? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
And what Jin was saying, Jason gets 1 star. What star? What is that? I have no clue, man. What is this thing? And Chiwa say on the scheduling, not show the ad in the graveyard hour. Yeah, I mean, I would say should. Oh, Joe says should. Oh, should have. I would agree also. But I think for some reason it's not happening yet. I don't know whether it will come to the ad set level. I mean, as in like to the daily level. I have no idea. But
making it more confusing and complicated.
Are we getting more complicated already?
Yep.
No, I think we're getting more excited. Okay, the audience is getting more excited.
Okay. I think this topic is good. This one, the next one is good. The next one is good. Okay. Check this out.
Single interest asset versus single. What the?
I mean, okay, like a lot of people would do the single ad set. You break into multiple ad sets, and everyone single interest.
Okay.
And then the other one is to stack everything up. So what is yours?
Okay, I got seriously burned on single interest asset. So mostly medium stack would be easier. Unless you have the money to burn.
This one, I mean, Joe is saying this one can debate until tomorrow. I think we debate until next month also pointless. I think at the end of the day, it's still come back to preference. But I'm a person who do not prefer single ad set. Like Joe, we were just having discussion during our 60 challenge, right? Because one thing you cannot avoid is between interest targeting, you cannot avoid the overlap. Because let's say, for example, you're targeting people who are into Gucci and Prada. You cannot avoid the overlapping because people who like Gucci might be liking Prada as well.
There will be overlap.
So when you have overlap and when you scale on multiple ad sets like this, you burn yourself, right? Because it will definitely drive people to really that kind of fatigue. More serious than the, what do we call the normal fatigue. And Yap was saying, depend on the audience size. Can you elaborate, Yap? Would like to learn from you as well.
I think he's referring is the size. If, say, example, for Singapore cases, some of the interest is super small, less than 1,000. Then you have multiple 1,000. It kind of very silly, right?
Would you advertise for 1,000? Can it actually run?
There's a lot of audience. There's a lot of interest.
Can run.
Painful,
but my understanding.
Painful.
Yeah. And Carl was saying audience size and audience overlap. Okay. Yeah. And Carl is single interest.
Oh, right. Tell me, man.
Right. I mind. I mean, it's cool.
Great.
I think it's a very
ABO.
good discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a single
How do we
interest in
do
the CBO. We are from different
That's
school of
it.
thought, man.
Okay, definitely Carl will be the Western approach already. We were talking about the
I
Western
would say,
initiative.
but as long as it works, to me, it's this.
As long as it works, by all
As
means,
long as
yes.
it works. Yeah.
It reminds me of a story many years back when I had to accompany a friend to Genting Casino. I don't gamble, but just I'm single, nothing else to do. So you think, oh, I just follow. Lah. So I had nothing else better to do because I don't know how to play. So I like 200 ringgit, that little chips and all those things. So I went to the roulette table. There was like 39, 37. I didn't know what to play. So I follow one guy who had a stack. So he started putting one stack, one number, one stack, one number. So I just put one piece. By the time I finished mine, I had about 20 pieces. The guy was still putting, So that metaphor is similar to my understanding of interest. If you don't have that kind of money to spend, if you do single interest ads, you probably won't be able to. Certain people runs about 60 ad sets in order to do single interest. How much can you spend for 60 ad sets in a day?
Daily,
Daily. It's like me trying to put 200 and follow people, I should die one.
Yeah, in a way, I will
It's
agree
not
to that.
comprehensive enough.
I will agree to the metaphor. And remember, another thing is Facebook wants to let the AI kick in, and you want to complete the learning as soon as you can. So the moment you slice it too thin, then it's gonna be like a very different kind of thing. Then it might prolong the learning. It might hit into learning limited, and it
But
will
I'm
actually
interested to learn from Carl. How does he do
Yeah,
it?
Carl, you want to run a class on it?
You tell.
Carl. Yeah, man. Carl say he prefers single interest. I mean, let me select with ABO,
ABO,
and
yes.
then he used audience insights a lot. That's a very interesting approach. You see? And yeah, Joe was saying, Joe is right. Please do audience overlap checking. Yeah, it's because it's gonna be very important. And Joe is saying single interest, you really need high budget, longer time to find your winning. That's why you see.
Yes.
I mean, that's why this is the thing that I was arguing. What are we trying to achieve?
So they are trying to look for interest that can actually scale, that can actually last longer. That's the objective here. So I want to drag the thing. But if your single interest is super small, the audience is small, no point doing this.
It doesn't make sense, right?
No point doing
To me,
this.
it's very simple. I'm not trying to prove which ad set or which interest works better. I'm trying to scale the budget. I'm trying to make a campaign work. To me, it's like I'm not trying to, I'm trying to make the campaign work. I'm not trying to prove which ad set or which interest work. So that's why, in my opinion, for whatever I do, right, I might go broad. You see, for recent campaign, I achieved really good success with broad. Lookalike, zero detail. Let me tell you this. I'm using high quality lookalike with zero detail. It works like a charm. The cost per sign up, cost per purchase, I'm doing e-commerce at the moment. Because we didn't get people to sign up for the 6-day challenge and all that. The cost per purchase is all-time low. Okay, and it works really well. So is it sometimes, like say, what are you trying to achieve? Are we trying to prove something, or are we trying to make the campaign work? That's what I think. Yeah, and okay, and Carl was saying, trying to use audience to make money. Carl is cool. And then Jin is asking, how do you use audience insight? I would like to find out. So Carl, that's a very interesting topic.
Do tell.
Yeah, audience insight is really something that
I rarely use.
Not many people are really vouching for this one, but I believe Carl has his reason. Definitely, I would believe in that.
Working for you, obviously.
Yeah. So before we dive into that, right, we have a question from Margaret. I think let's. Hi, Margaret. It's been a long time. So Margaret is asking, anyone offering guides to new business owners for page setting to Facebook ads? Page settings, you mean? Setting up the Facebook page. I don't think there is much to talk about, right? Yeah. Or is there any specific things you want to talk about? Like you want to talk about content, or you just want to talk about a Facebook page setup? There's nothing much, right? Setting up a page is pretty straightforward. I don't know.
Are you talking about organic Facebook page, content population?
Yeah, if you're talking about content, there's another school of thought. All three of us are advertisers. We are damn lazy, so we can't teach content. Like the other day, we were in what do we call? We were in Balki's class, right? Imagine that
Right.
lady can really create that kind of content.
Oh,
you know?
cannot.
I think
Unless
she's mentioning that page like is it important to new businesses?
I would say important to a certain extent, but it's not the most important thing. I don't know. What do you
Unless
guys
you
say?
retarget with engagement.
Yeah, but
Unless your
engagement on
customer
Facebook
audience
page
is
is
bigger.
meaningless. People
That's
liking
what I
the
heard.
page.
Some
Yeah, people
fans
like
cannot
it.
convert to customers.
You know
one.
what? You know what? I never bother to look at my page engagement and whatnot. That's me. I mean, unless you have a very crazy page that's how you actually kind of like you want to do different kind of settings. I don't know. But to me, it's okay. You need to maintain a certain level of now. Let's say, for example, if you hit maybe a few hundred, I think that's already good enough. Because as long as your page looks legit, your number of fans is one thing, your content is also another thing. You want to maintain a certain level of activity on your Facebook page because you see when you're running ads, some people may click and come to your page. So they will see that, oh, the last time this guy post was 3 months ago. I cannot believe one, cannot trust. So you at least want to have a certain level. And I'm not saying that you need to post every single day. I would say at least once a week. I think it's not too much to ask. At least to make sure people come back and say that, oh, the last post was 3 days ago. I think it's fine.
Just
And
to
then-
show that you're active.
And people will say, oh, the page has 600 likes. I think okay also, I think, in my opinion.
Looks reasonable.
I mean, it's reasonable. You don't need to hit 10,000 to start running ads because because back then, a lot of people came to me and said that, Jason, I want to start running ads. Let's start with growing page likes. But yet again, you're growing page likes for those strangers, then you need to think about how do you want to nurture them. That's another thing you want to headache about. So that's why,
Apparently, most people use Facebook pages. They set it up because they want to run ads only.
Correct. So Chiwa is saying hardworking 3 posts a week. Chiwa say 3 posts a week.
Hardworking 3 posts a week. Oh,
3 posts a week. Okay. We have Carl is actually giving us lecture right now. Come on, let's read this.
okay. Let's take
Okay,
notes.
Carl is saying, okay, now basically you go through a few filtering. Stage 1, ABO, filter out the ad. Okay, ad. ABO, filter out which audience is working. Then CBO, reading ad set
single
together.
interest. Say example, BMW, Audi, Mercedes, something like that, so and so forth per ad set like ABO. This one I did before. Okay.
Then
Provided your size is really big.
Okay,
Then,
then
say example, the Audi or the Mercedes is working with the winning ad plus the same post ID. Okay, put inside the CBO. And
Logic, I would say logic. It sounds logic to me. Definitely logic. I think it's doable. Definitely. But yet again, let's see. Then stage 3. He's talking about stage 3 is really the broad, no detail, just look like 1% 3. Oh, he actually tests look like 135. That's a very interesting. Carl, you're very advanced. We have a lot to learn from you, Carl. I think it's very interesting.
Right.
Because hardworking guy. He says he's lazy, he's bluffing.
So, Carl, my question to you is, how many interests in the stage 1? How many interests or how many ad sets do you run to make sure that you cover as many interests as possible?
Yeah, man, that's really the question. Yeah, I think.
How many ad sets do you run?
I think he's not coming back yet.
Okay,
then CY is saying page follower and likes might show impression a reputable page, legit page. It's not the end of the world. Followers not a lot. I will agree to that. My page like never grow much at the moment, still below 2,000. So it doesn't kill. It doesn't kill, right? It doesn't kill. All right. And CY was Yap was saying, can you share message campaign versus conversion? Malaysian market selling drop shipping product. Message, meaning message is getting people to talk to you. Conversion is getting people to buy. I think it's the entirely different thing. I think it's entirely different thing.
If you have a website, e-commerce store, obviously it's conversion.
You use message only if your product requires people to talk to you, and then you want to actually have some discussion to educate them before they get them to buy. That's the story.
You sell by chat.
Correct. And wait. You guys are typing too fast. Let me catch Carl first.
5 ad sets.
Cows, 5 ad set minimum. That's interesting. And he said you can go as low as 20. You see 20 is low. 20 is low. Okay.
Roughly 7 Sing dollars.
I've done 20 plus ad sets. Okay, 25, 26 ad sets at 5 ringgit.
And Carl is saying he run hybrid message and conversion. Message is fun but tiring. Carl, official invitation because Chiwa is saying, can we have him as a guest? When are you free? Pick a Wednesday, and then just come over. Please drop me a message. Because
please DM Jason directly.
Please DM me and let's have a chat. Let's bring you up as a guest. We have a lot to learn from. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Let's come back to this. And Joe is saying audience insights is for you to look for interest targeting. Very relevant. Yeah, I mean, if you know how to use audience insights, like for example, Christopher is also very good at using audience insights. I learned from him during his class. It's very interesting. He has a very interesting technique in using audience insights to find relevant audiences, and then he used different kind of combination and do that. I think it's very interesting. So why is very strong for single interest? I will agree, Joe. Thanks for that. And Margaret was saying some might see page very lazy. This page very lazy. I think it's fine. My page, one post a week, right? Only 3 marketing show only. What else do I post on my Facebook page?
That's true. That's true.
And you won't see me as lazy because I do this every bloody week. Come on, man. That's what I think. Okay, and everybody is asking Carl to be you shy. Close your face. I allow you to do this. You see, you can actually do this.
Yes,
you can do this. You can only you can only talk without showing your face if you come. Okay. And then, Margaret was saying some people put 15 ad sets, run like rocket. I mean, I don't think it's really important. I don't think the budget matters. Running like rockets, as there are many combinations that makes a campaign work. So that's what I think.
That's true.
Yeah. So, Carl, drop me a message. Huh? Okay, I think we only managed to discuss not even half of what we line up today.
Serious? Wow.
Okay, we have a cut. We will do another session. Only 3 of us come back and we grill each other.
We will continue this.
So okay.
Next week, I think we should have a guest.
Next week we have a guest, right?
Next week we have a guest.
Next week we have a guest, and then
we will let you know who.
Yeah, next week we have a very interesting guest.
Yes,
we have a very interesting guest. Okay, now, Manfred, which one you want to bring up?
Yeah.
What is our wow?
So today has 3 wows.
You want to do 3?
We are
very
starting
fast
one. Today we are acting stuff, man.
Today, Manfred is in a row, man.
Just quickly go through some of the free musics that you can actually use. Okay, Jason, I pass it to you.
Quick, I was trying to stack everything in one post, or let me see. Okay, you guys see one post with 3 links. Forgive me, I don't even know what it is. I just copied everything in.
Can just so basically
3
wows.
It's in 3 wow.
3 wow
from music without authentication.
Okay. I'm adding you to the screen. You do your work.
So basically, you can just download this one. I didn't use this one. Okay, I'm just telling you there's 3.
This is the first one, right?
Yeah. Then the other one.
NCS.io. I already put in all. You guys go and click.
Can you use that to run Facebook ads? Or would Facebook block it for copyrights?
No, I don't think any copyright issues. Hold on, where's the other one?
Okay. Then I can try it out for my lives, my countdown timers.
I use this one, band sound. I really like this one.
Band sound. I think I stumbled upon band sound once or twice. I don't know.
Heard of them. But you have subscription one, right? I think they also have the basic one.
I think you need to register. You need to just register, can really. Okay, still got one last one. Film, also sound. Where's the link? Okay, this one.
What?
All the royalty.
Oh,
yeah, this one.
Oh, okay. So what is this?
Also same thing.
Minstrel.
Oh, never heard of them before.
Okay.
What do they do?
Same thing like band sound.
Music royalty-free music.
Okay, that's all.
Let me give you another one. Since we are on the music, royalty-free music, YouTube music. YouTube. There is. If as a YouTube creator, you have access to a place that back end. You can download and it's perfectly free.
But take note, you can't run it on Facebook.
Okay, I can. I choose all the videos, all the music that I choose.
Apparently there's limitation. I mean, I read through the legal stuff. you can
Oh.
only use for YouTube properties.
Maybe lah. But maybe
Ah.
all the music that I select was open now. That's why I could use it on all platforms.
Unless you
Yeah.
select that lah, the what you call it, CCC. What's the
I don't know what the heck is that. Yeah, CC
common
something like that.
license?
Yeah.
Yes, unless
So,
it's
okay.
common license.
Yep. Okay. Wait. Before we go, there is one from Richard.
Okay.
Usually, page visits from ads are negligible. Okay, prospects will click ads, go website, like and buy. Don't like them exit pages that are newly set up. The straight up web scaling. Well, I don't know what's the key point here, but I think Richard makes a point where not many people will visit the page. That's why when you run ads, right, you can actually start with just
Some basic content.
new basic one. I would recommend to go basic because you cannot rule out there are still a bunch like me. I'm the person before I
still
want
check
to
out,
buy,
yeah.
I still check out. So
Yeah.
you want to at least make your page looks legit.
Mm.
In one way or another. That's what I think.
At least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so much,
Wow.
guys.
1 hour.
We're having fun. I think this is
Hey,
fun.
today is exciting, man.
Not bad, man. How many comments we have? I think
I know.
I don't know.
A lot.
A good
Really a
chat.
lot.
Okay. Yeah, I really want to, a shout out to Chiwai, Carl, Margaret.
Yes.
Who else? Joe. Thank you so much. And
Yep.
Richard has been around for a while. And who else has been participating?
Yep.
Joe. Well, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe. Jean. Okay. All these.
Jean,
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you for making this session so fun. I like this.
Yes.
I think we have another more than half of the
Please
topics we
join
haven't
us
covered.
next week.
Hey, what happened to
Okay,
Gamers
we
Pro?
Gamers Pro fall asleep, or maybe YouTube disconnected.
No,
He came in as the first comment, then he went missing. So we will do this again. Okay, but anything you want to specifically discuss about Facebook ads, you can actually share with us. Then basically we will try to bring it up for discussion. You see, the best thing is we discover a few, like what Chiwai said exactly. We discover a few interesting people. Where's that? Chiwai, we spotted a few terror people. We have Carl,
Yes.
we have Jin, we have Joe, we have Yap, right? And we have Richard. All these are cool people. And Gamer Scroll said he has been stalking.
I see.
Very quiet today.
Have to queue only, he will come out. It's like that. Okay. So
But
yeah.
do send us your toughest questions so that it gives us, we can do the research and then we can do a session on it.
Hello,
As much as
saying
we can.
like our session. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Carl is saying conversion API versus Pixel. Carl,
Always
you're
conversion API.
you're up.
Always
Okay,
conversion
you're up. Talk to me. I want you to be a guest for one of the sessions that we're gonna have in the future. Okay. So awesome. Having fun. I don't want to sleep anyway, but anyway, we're gonna end this. We don't want to drag this further.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. See you next week. Next week we have guests. So
Yes.
next week we have a very interesting guest. So you definitely love to see him here. Okay, see you next week, guys. That's all.
All right,
This is the
cheers.
Marketeers Show. See you next week. Bye. Bye. Good night. Bye.